Hello students, in this video we see the implementation of queue by using array in C language. Now we know how queue works. Queue is one of the linear data structure and there are two ends, front and rear, and queue is first in first out data structure. Element we add at last, means at rear side, and delete from front side. So two ends are there, front and rear, we need to maintain, and we are using here coding ground, which is available on tutorials point, which is online C compiler. So in previous video we have seen how stack we can implement by using array. Here we implement queue data structure. So here I am using integer array. We are storing integer elements inside queue. So I am going to use here one integer array of size 5. Then we need to declare some variables, global variables as front and rear, and both we initialize to -1. Because at first queue is empty and front and rear both are at -1 position. Here front and rear are used as array index. This is our array queue, and we are using front and rear as index of this array. And according to insertion and deletion, we move or we update front and rear. So here I am also declaring one size variable, which is 5, or we may also define here size like this, and instead of using constant we may use size here. Okay. Now one by one we create functions to insert and delete from the queue. So first we declare or we define insert function to insert elements inside queue. So we are passing element, integer element, to this insert function, which we need to insert inside queue. Now what happened? What are the cases, various cases? See first. First time, if the queue is empty, then we need to update both front and rear, because at first we initialize both are at -1. Then if first element we are inserting, at that time only we need to increase or update both the front and rear. But whenever some elements present inside queue, in that case we only need to update a rear, means we add element at the rear side. Okay, whenever we add one more element inside queue, we add it at end, means at rear side. But while inserting the element, we need to check whether the queue is full or not, whether there is a space available or not. If there is a space, then only we can insert, because this is the array implementation. And when we will update, or when we will implement queue by using linked list, then there is no such condition like queue full and all. But we are using here array. So one of the array limitation is size. We predefined or declare the array size. So we need to insert that much elements only. So here we check the condition if rear is exactly equal to size -1. Means if the elements are or if the size is 5, then last index is 4, means size -1. If rear is exactly at the last index, then we can't insert any element inside this queue. So we give the message as printf queue full can't insert. because rear is at last position. Q is full or Q full, can't insert. Whatever you want to give the message, type here. Otherwise, we see else if front or rear is exactly equal to -1. We need to check only one, because if front is at -1 position, then obviously rear is also at -1 position. So no need to check both are. Only we need to check front or rear, because both are at -1 position. When we will insert first element, then this is the case. Then what we need to do here, inside Q of plus plus rear, both are equal. Okay, both are equal. So Q of, first we need to increase the index, and then at that particular new index we need to insert this element. And if this is the first element, then we need to update front as well, because initially both are -1 position. When we will insert first element, both are at same location, front and rear. Index will be same. Then what happen? Or we can give this condition inside this, because if front is exactly equal to -1, then only we need to increase front. Otherwise this will be the updation. Only rear we need to update. So in this way our insert logic almost done. Now we are writing here delete function. Don't use this delete keyword. Means same to same spelling we are not using, because delete is the keyword and we are not using keyword as an identifier. Function name is one of the identifier, user defined name. So we are not going to use here same delete spelling. Somewhat different spelling you need to give. Integer delete, here we return the deleted element. So here I am declaring one n and initialized it to -1. Here what are the conditions? First condition is we check Q is empty or not. And what is the condition for empty Q? If front or rear is exactly equal to -1 position, then we can say that Q is empty, can't delete. So here we can write the statement as Q is empty, can't delete. Okay. Then else what? If there are more or if Q is not empty, then definitely there are some elements present inside Q. So we definitely delete elements. So we store that deleted element first inside n. So which element we delete? At front. So Q of front. Front element we need to delete. Okay. Now and then we increase the front, but we need to check the condition once again. If this is the last element we deleted, then we need to initialize both the front and rear at -1 again. If this element is the last element, then we need to reinitialize both front and rear at -1. So how we can check is it a last element or not? See, if the deleted element is only single element present inside Q, then both front and rear at same location. So this is the only condition we may check. If front and rear are exactly same, means there is only one element and we delete that last element from Q. So after deleting that particular element, we need to reinitialize this front and rear. So we need to update front and rear is equal to -1. Otherwise, if they are not same, means there are more than one element present inside Q. This is not the last element. So at that time, or in that case, if there are more than one element present inside Q and we are deleting one of the element from Q, then only we need to update front only. Front element we are deleting. Now front will be updated like front plus plus. Okay, so only this updation we need to do. And already we are storing the element which inside n. So here I am going to use return n. If Q is empty, then we are returning -1. Otherwise, from this statement, the element stored inside, whatever element stored inside n, that element we are returning from this delete function. So this delete function we done successfully. Now to display all the Q elements, we need to write one function like stack. Same function we are using here. In stack we are displaying elements from top to bottom. Here we are displaying elements horizontally because this is Q. So we display elements linearly, horizontally, one element, then at the same line second element, and from front to rear we display element. So I am declaring one integer counter variable here. I is equal to, from front to rear we need to display elements. Front and rear are array index, so they are integer. I is less than or equal to rear, because first element is at front location and last element is at rear location. So simple, only we need to display from front to rear. Okay, so we display by using printf. I am not using here /n, but /t you can use, or some space, %d, and some spaces I am using here. And at this %d position, I need to display Q of ith element. Okay, but before displaying all the elements, I am going to print the message as Q elements are as below. Now we almost done with all the functions. Only need to call all these functions inside main. So here I am writing Q implementation. Okay. Using array. You can do menu driven program in Turbo C actually. According to user choice, you may insert and delete. But here we are doing simple program. First I am calling insert, then again insert. Second element. I am forcefully declaring the size as 5 because I want to display that message Q full and all. So I am forcefully declaring the size as. So here we see how many elements successfully insert, when Q full message will come in front of us. Now we display the elements. Then here I am declaring one more element as n, and inside n I am